Hello and welcome to episode 11 of VocTer Gaming. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain. Before we start today, just a quick few things. For those of you watching who were at XWA's West End Brawl on Sunday, absolutely fantastic show. Glad you came down. Glad you were there. I know some of you watching, especially Cyanide, wrestled on the show and did very, very well. My granddad was in the audience, very impressed, especially with Cyanide. So good on you. I got to have a lot of fun, got slightly humiliated, but got my own back, so that was great. This week, what we are doing, this is something I've been looking forward to, this is PuMa week. There is a player on the Xenex team, Xenex PuMa, also known as sometimes Xenex Gentleman, and essentially, he was slightly off everyone's radar. He did okay in the GSL, he's doing alright out in Korea, and then came the NASL, the North American StarCraft League, and he made his way to the finals, did really, really well to get there, and then had the most insane series of matches against OGSMC. Like, I was attempting to sleep. I've been very ill, as some of you are aware, and I was attempting to sleep that night with that on my television, and I ended up on the edge of the bed instead, watching that insane 7-game series. So this week we are doing exclusively games from PuMa. And we're going to get started straight into this one. This is a decently long game. And over here in the blue is our hero of the week, Xenex PuMa. Over here he's playing against his labelled WTF. This is in fact FnaticKawaiiRice. I have no idea why I did that strange accent to say KawaiiRice. Excuse any strangeness from me today. I have just got back from the treatment room where I had 4 vials of blood taken. I haven't eaten in 15 hours now, so I am very, very tired and kind of lightheaded. But nothing will stop me bringing you these games, except when, you know, I do stop bringing you the games. Now, Terran vs Terran is one of the more interesting mirror matchups I find. There are so many ways it can go. With Protoss vs Protoss, you're really talking 4-gate, 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 4-gate all day long. With Zerg vs Zerg, you're talking Infestors. Terran vs Terran can be so many different things. You can go full bio, try and abuse the drops. You can set up defensive siege tank lines across the map. You can even go full on mech. Thor's Siege Tank Hellion, which can work really well against a bio army. As we see, both men now doing exactly the same thing, dropping the barracks at the normal time, dropping the gas at the normal time. Neither man has scouted the other yet. All very, very simple. This is the standard opening for Terran, especially out in Korea, which is the barracks and the gas. This lets you pretty much do anything you want. It's going to give you enough to defend any early pressure, but it's not going to cripple your economy. It does allow you to expand down here, should you so wish. This map is the GSL version of the map, and is therefore absolutely massive, as they do love their macro games out in Korea. So you can see the orbitals going down now. All very, very similar timings on everything. But we see a tech lab going down for PuMa, while we do not see one here. It shouldn't be long until we see something from here. Strange that he's not getting the tech lab yet. He has the gas switch, saving up for the factory instead. Okay, what we're going to see from KawaiiRice is early Hellions. That is my prediction right now. I think we're going to see Hellions, maybe even a Hellion drop, possibly Blue Flame Hellions. That remains to be seen. As we're going to see a Reaper coming out from PuMa. Reapers are fantastic little units. In the beta version of the game, Reapers destroyed everything. Like, literally. Like, you built 5 or 6 racks and you made Reapers and you won the game. Nowadays, unfortunately, that doesn't happen, but they are still very, very useful. Very fast unit, can hop up and down cliffs like so. And this allows you to get so much scouting done. Now we are seeing over here the command center being built for PuMa, along with combat shield going down, which means we are going to be seeing some early pressure as well. If we come here, we see the tech lab building on the factory. So I think we are going to see Blue Flame Hellions out of Kauai. See this SCV about to get blown up. This Reaper still scanning about, trying to find Kauai. He does know he's here now. He's going to park him out that Zelnaga watchtower. No, he's not, sorry. Does get spotted by these Marines, doesn't want to die. Very, very close. 14 hit points and is going to die. No! Escapes again. Brilliant control by PuMa. And I just want to take this moment tonight as we watch this Reaper run away. He has escaped now. Excellent. We come back here, we see Blue Flame is researching. This is still the old version of StarCraft 2, so it still has the orange flame that has been changed in the latest patch. And yes, here we see the starport going out. We are going to be seeing very, very fast Blue Flame Hellion drops. What he's going to do is fly them across this path down here, drop them in here, and kill every one of these SCVs and mules, if he can get away with it. Looking back into PuMa's base now, we see the 3 barracks. We see the orbital command up, not having dropped it here yet, just using it for SCV production and mules at the moment. As Stim now goes down, combat shield is finished. We do have a marauder out. We have a bunker to protect from any Blue Flame Hellions coming in the front. That will not help against drops, however. He is going to push out now with this relatively small force, but the Hellions here will change it. Blue Flame is finished now. Very strange. This is a decently sized force. If that bunker was not at the front here and this was not walled off, this could be very dangerous. However, PuMa should be able to hold it as of right now, especially with the Marauders there dealing the damage to the Hellions. Excellent. Really good play by both men. And look, if we go here, what we're actually seeing out of KawaiiRice is a Raven. A very early Raven. That's flummoxed me. I've not seen that before. I love Ravens in gameplay, but generally against Zerg to spot the bailing bombs. So we see KawaiiRice here. Does see the bunker there. Is loading up the Hellions. Is going to try and fly them around. We come in here as we see. No engineering bay means no missile turrets. But very cleverly lifting up that command centre there, allowing his Marines through. Does take down 1 Hellion in fact, losing only 1 Marine to go with it. And coming now we see the more standard, we see a Banshee coming out now. Having seen inside PuMa's base, seeing there's no real threat against air, there's no missile turrets, there's no Raven. But as we see, an engineering bay is now going down for PuMa. That's going to let him build missile turrets all around here and all around here and very much protect himself. But as we see, Hellions being dropped now. Blue Flame Hellions doing absolutely massive damage. Being caught by the Marines though. Does a lot of damage but not enough. That was absolutely fantastic reaction there by PuMa. That is why he is one of the best Terrans in the world today. As we see now, KawaiiRice having expanded to here as well, having dropped 1 gas and a mule, transferring SCVs down here, picking up more and more Hellions now. Is going to go for that drop again, but PuMa has this supply depot here that is so important, along with this one, to give him a sense of what's flying into his base. He's going to spot this very, very early. Has left these Marauders here and forces KawaiiRice to just turn away and back off again. As we see, missile turret here is going to stop any kind of cloak Banshee play, along with any medevacs flying in too close. As we see, Terran infantry weapons level 1 now being upgraded, and if we come to Kauai's base, we see that he has 2 factories, siege tech going down now. Has stopped production of the Blue Flame Hellions for the moment in order to allow him to get these siege tanks out. Is supply blocked. That is a real problem. Needs to do something about that. It needs to get 2 SCVs on. There we go. We finally see 2 SCVs building these supply depots. That is so important to not get supply blocked. This is going to set him behind. All the hard work he did to get himself ahead in the food count is slowly being taken down now. as PuMa comes back to 78 food to 86 of KawaiiRice. Both men now with a fully functional second base, and PuMa is again expanding first with a third command center. We'll probably make this an orbital command as well. This is a fairly safe position. If you attach a few missile turrets to it, you're not going to have any problems. So there's no need to make this into a planetary fortress. Much easier to make it into an orbital again. And as we see, KawaiiRice just slightly behind in the expansion, but miles ahead still in the food count with the mech army he has going, with the Banshees, 2 Banshees, 1 Raven, and 3 Siege Tanks so far. Siege Tech should be finished. Siege Tech is finished now. As we see 3 factories. This is very, very heavy mech style now. And if we look in PuMa's base, we see again just the heavy rack style. 5 racks, 1 starport, 1 factory. This is much more standard Terran. Marine, Marauder, siege tanks for defense, siege tanks to build good siege tank lines. This is very much the current way Terran is played. But that's what's so fun about the Terran vs Terran matchup, is that we see these different styles of play come out all the time. As we see PuMa now building a couple of Vikings, it's going to help him put a stop to the Banshee and the Raven. Raven, of course, very useful with the point defense drone here, or of course the auto turret. Generally though, PDD is what's used, very useful. Generally more useful against Protoss, very useful for shutting down Stalkers completely. As we see, KawaiiRice is holding this very important zone,